Hello, friends, and welcome back to r/IDontWorkHereLady. And I think today is another great day to hear 4 news stories about crazy people. So have a comfortable seat. I don't work at this hotel, lady. I do contract IT work for a big international company that sells point-of-sale solutions to hotels and restaurants. I basically implement the systems to end users, big companies' customers. I typically spend from 2 to 5 weeks working on 4-star and even better hotels. Whenever possible, if the hotel's construction stage allows it when it's new, or if it's not booked solid when the hotel's already open, the hotel will also have me as a guest. As economically, it makes more sense to them to lodge me and feed me themselves, rather than send me elsewhere and be billed for my expenses later. Hotels often put a lot of restrictions to their staff. For example, elevator use is prohibited unless you're only going 1 floor up or down. Do not enter the guest room or recreation areas if you have no business going there, etc. Usually on my first day of work, we have a meeting with the F&B management staff, and I'm introduced to the employees I'll be interacting with. I'm usually assigned a back office or a banquet room to set up the equipment, train employees on the POS system, etc. I don't care to work early or late hours, and the hotel staff usually allows me access to my work areas so I can manage my own schedule. At this particular hotel, I was given a back office, and I'm working at 8 p.m. one night. The loss prevention security manager walks in and sees me working with the equipment. A-hole security lady. Hi, you working with IT? Me. Hi, yes, I'm setting up the new POS system. ASL. Okay, cool, good night. So the next day I went to my assigned office very early. After some time I got thirsty. They left some water bottles for me but no ice, so I went out to get some. I passed by ASL, say good morning to her and keep walking. Took a plastic cup from the breakfast buffet. I already had breakfast earlier. Took the elevator from the 1st to 2nd floor. Walked through a room area corridor to the ice machine, then took a different elevator back down to the 1st floor. When I was opening my work area's door, I was tapped on the shoulder by ASL. That's when I realized she's been following me the whole time. ASL. Hi, I saw you committing at least 5 employee policy violations back there. I have to write you up. You'll probably get fired for this. Me. I don't work here, Mrs. ASL, reading the last name from her ID tag. ASL. Sure you do. You're an IT guy. You told me last night. Me. I'm an IT guy, all right, but I don't work for the property. ASL. So you work for the corporation. You still have to abide by the same rules. Me. Sorry for the confusion, Mrs. ASL. I'm a contractor. I don't work for this property, nor the corporation. ASL. Lying about it now will only make it worse. I need your name and employee ID, please. The hotel's food and beverage director walks in on us. Hello, ASL. What's going on? Hello, food and beverage director. I need to report this employee, citing my violations to him. ASL, part of your functions are knowing your fellow hotel employees, telling them apart from guests as well as contractors. This fellow is a contractor and a registered guest. We've talked about this before. Me, to myself. WTF, she's pulled this crap before? So I excused myself and went to my assigned work area. After this episode, I spent almost 2 more weeks at that hotel, but never saw a-hole security lady again. Well, numbnuts as an insult was never more appropriate than now. How'd she manage to do this multiple times? And our second story. My home is your doctor's office. So a bit of backstory here. I just moved in with my boyfriend in a new town. Our apartment is under a doctor's office and our door is near a few other doctor and medical buildings. Since I was new in town, I had to transfer stores. This new store needed an opener. Shift started at 5:45 a.m., so I'd have to get up at 5 a.m. I was given those shifts, which was difficult since at my old store, the earliest I'd have to wake up for work was 10. My boyfriend worked later shifts, usually going in an hour or 2 after I got home and working late, so to be able to spend time with him at night, I'd take a nap while he was at work. At the time of this story, we lived in the apartment for about a month. Between work and day-to-day life, we weren't completely unpacked, with a few boxes in our kitchen. This isn't a typical I don't work here story. I wasn't at my job, I was at home. And with that long-winded explanation, my story. I'd been sleeping when I woke up to the sounds of someone trying to open my door, shoving against it, then pounding on it. Since I was home alone, I was obviously terrified, thinking it was an intruder or the former tenant's friends again. They showed up crap-faced, wanting to continue their party with the former tenant. I finally got enough courage to check the door, where an elderly man stood in my hallway. Me equals me, P equals the pricky old man. Me, opening my door a bit to speak to the man. Is there something I can help you with, sir? P, is this the doctor's office? Me, I'm sorry, sir, this isn't. Have you tried the front of the house? There's a doctor's office there. Apparently that was the wrong answer, because he became irate, yelling at me and trying to force his way in. P, don't give me that bullcrap, you brat. I've been to the doctor's office 100 times, and this is it. He was trying to force his way into my apartment. Me, trying to keep him from getting in, but not accidentally hurt him. Sir, this is a private residence. I did not give you permission to come in. I have no idea who you are or where your doctor is, but he's not here. Now leave. P, I know your type. You've probably just been hired and want to leave early so you won't see me. He gets the door open enough to look inside. Look at this place. You call this a waiting room? It looks like some sort of flop house. He looks at me, barefoot, skull pajamas, and a WWE shirt with bedhead. What kind of receptionist are you? You should take pride in your workspace and appearance. Now, get the doctor now. Me. I managed to push the old man away from my door so I could slam it shut, not caring if I hurt him or not. Sir, like I said, this is my home, and I'm telling you to leave. P. I'm reporting you to the doctor, and I'll make sure you're fired. And with a kick to my front door and screen door, he disappeared to harass some other poor soul who made the bad decision to live near a medical building. Man, is that guy from 1902? And our next story. But this number is on the flyers. So I'm faffing about on the internet when the landline rings. The landline is only there for emergencies and only ever rings for one reason: a wrong number. 9 times out of 10, it's somebody trying to reach some sort of party store with a similar number to mine, and when I explain that I'm not a party store, that's the end of it. I know this'll happen, but I'm bored, so I pick up the phone anyway. Me. Hello? Phone. Yes, I'd like to rent an inflatable water slide. Can you tell me how much that costs? Evidently, this party store really knows how to do it upright. I mean, freaking water slides? Me. I'm sorry, you have the wrong number. Pause on the phone. I'd be lying if I said that there wasn't some small part of me hoping for what came next. Phone. Are you sure? I look around, just to double check. Nope, still my living room, sadly devoid of water slides. Me. Yes. Phone. But this is the number on the business card I have. Me. I'm sorry, but you're trying to reach a party store, yes? Phone. Yes. Store name, located in city. This is not the phone number? Me. Yep, that's the number you called, but I'm in a different city. I'm not a party store. I don't have any inflatables. But this is one of the 2 numbers on the business card I have. It was on the flyers that I found on the street. I reflect briefly on what this dude could say to me that would convince me that I actually have been an inflatables rental service this entire time. I come up empty. Well, I didn't make any flyers or business cards with my number on them, and I'm not in city, so I'm sorry. I can't help you. Out of curiosity, though, you mentioned a second number for this place you're trying to call. Can I have it? Phone. Sure. He paused while the business card was produced. Which number do you want? Me. Some polite, yet still incredulous version of the number that we're not currently talking on, you dink. Phone. Gives me the other number. Me. Thanks. Hope you find what you're looking for. Phone grumbles and hangs up. I'm still not sure what to be more impressed by, the fact that this guy wanted to argue with me over whether I was a water slide rental or whether he was prepared to read out the number to the phone line he was currently talking to. Some people. Epilogue. I found the real number for the party store and confirmed that they could rent me a water slide if I was so inclined, and that they used to have my home phone number. Although they no longer use it, it is still listed on some of their old advertising material. The number that the dude actually gave me over the phone was also wrong. It had 2 numbers transposed from the actual number. I had to find the rental place on Google to figure out what it was. I imagine the poor dude's still calling random numbers to this day, completely baffled as to why nobody can help him with a water slide. Not even mistaken for a human. So this happened about 4 years ago. I worked in data support, as fun as it sounds, for a company that was situated in the business district of my city. In a job that was extremely important to leave the building on your lunch, not doing so meant others assumed you were having a working lunch. At lunch, I would usually just go to the shopping area of the city and look around, grab something to eat, and ensure that I was back at work exactly the time I needed to be and no earlier. So this day, I go into Primark, which is a clothing store in the UK. I was casually browsing the shirts and completely in my own world. I must have been looking around the same area for a few minutes when I felt a presence to the right of me. Now, this isn't unusual. Busy store, middle of lunchtime, fairly tight space between the clothing rails. Anyway, I get fed up of looking at the shirts and turn to walk away, only to hear, "Oh, effing Christ!" I turned to see the man that stood close to me with a look of sheer terror in his eyes, staring at me for a moment in disbelief. This confused me a lot. I was about to ask if everything was okay, and this guy's terror turned to a relieved laugh. Covering his face and turning quite red at the scene he just made in a busy store, he said, "I thought you were a mannequin. If the data support job goes south, you can try being a living statue or at least work as a mannequin. You're clearly a professional." And thank you all for watching the video to the end. I'll see you in the next one.